I'm a founder of a company called House of Wealth. Disclaimer, I'll say things you've heard before. The only difference is I'll say them differently. I build millionaires. If they try a lot, they become billionaires. You didn't get that. I build millionaires. If they try a lot, they become billionaires. How they handle money is what I'll share with you today. I'm everything IT because I did statistics and I specialized in computing. We were the first programmers to program in C. So my project was in C programming, and it was to do with getting statistical data from a file, pointing it to some structures I had built such that we get a result. And after that, I realized that I could take IT further. And I started up a company called PIAT, Piat Technologies. PIAT stood for putting it all together. And I would want to tell you, I must be among the very first people in this country to try to sell technology, software and programming and running stuff. Story very interesting. It chuckles me, hits me, because while at the university, I was at Makerere from 2003 to 2006. Your parents had not met, some of you. Is that correct? Donna. Some of these people. But even you, Donna. Sure. So I want to promise you, friends, that you are in for a reckoning. You are on the journey to wealth. But what we are going to share today is quite interesting. And I wanted to start off I usually start off with a teaser such that are you all programmers? You're not programmers. So when some are, some are not. All right, so this will actually help us. So you have a pen and paper. Let's try to see whether you can draw what I'm drawing. Make sure you can draw what I'm drawing. So I'm going to give you a challenge where you join. Make sure you can join the numbers that look alike in the box with a line. You take a line to join 1 to 1 or 2 to 2 or 3 to 3, but you make sure the lines do not cross. Make sure the lines do not finally cross each other. So it should be a line going to meet its number. The very first thing is to make sure you have drawn exactly the same way I have drawn. So try your luck, and I'll put a counter. The thing is so easy, I'll give you 1 minute. just have to make sure one meets one for a relationship. Two meets two. Three meets three. But you have to make sure, pardon? You have to make sure the lines don't cross. That's why I didn't use a system. I'm like, let me go raw. And also make sure the lines do not go outside the box. You see, some programmers can be sharper and sharper. We are going to think outside the box, within the box. Outside the box, within the box. A full line, not going outside the box. But make sure one meets one, two meets two, three meets three. Your line can be straight, it can be a string, but make sure it's not broken. Sorry. So, I want one to meet one, two to meet two, three to meet three. One meets one. Two, and I'll tell you why I start with this. I usually start with this for a reason, but I'll mention it after the time has gone. Are you done? When you do your answer, you have to hide it. First, hide your answer. You might be among those people who are wrong. Make sure you hide the answer. One has met one. Try two meeting two. Make sure they don't cross. Make sure that it can be a rope, it can be a string, it can be. Make sure it meets. In the exam, usually people are allowed to look at the paper and wonder how the lecturer is tough. You can look at the paper and continue wondering how the lecturer is just too good. Two has met two. Is that correct? Hey, let's make sure one meets. So how did two meet two? It has met. Okay.
So, two, one, like this on the box.
You're running through the box.
Yes.
No.
Not outside.
Not outside the box.
Yeah, outside.
Outside.
This is three. Three is here.
Three is there.
Yeah. Three is here.
Okay, three is here.
Two is here. Then one is here.
Unfortunately, this can't be a line. This is the actual box. This is the actual boundary for the box. So how can you show me the line? If you were to show me the line, it will, for example, if I came and asked for your line, you're either going to show it outside or inside, but it can't be the line.
So it has to be inside.
It has to be inside. But also, let's remember, it's also okay not to know. Hey. I say just make sure one meets one, two meets two, straight, continuous, yes. You could curve. All right. What's your name again? Nalukenge. What's the other? Draw? Draw lens. So you draw. Come draw the answer. Let's first try to see how Nalukenge has done it. First of all, wait. Can we first of all agree kaganye? Because tuyinza okagezaako kakola abantu ne bappa ku kaawo ne baka, yeah, you see I had the answer. Kaganye. Okay. Let her give us. So 2 meets 2. Aha. Aha. Obugalo bwe buliwa. You, Felly, your line was on the boundary. You even wanted to color the line, make it thicker. Oh, I usually start with this to let people know that I'm actually supposed to be this side teaching. Because if I really come to this room knowing this and you don't know, it means there is something I know you do not. So this is one of the ways to start any lecture, such that at least they say, the teacher knows something I do not know. So every time I tell you something and you want to doubt me, just know you did not do this thing. You say, omusajja nsingako kuba okujoininga akaboxi. I moved with my personal assistant called May. You can say hello. Now let me tell you a story. Usually I speak for money. And this lady called Felly amazingly approached me and told me about Hive Collab. Very nice words, the words that could win an election. So I looked through the whole entire attachment. I didn't see any pay. So I asked my personal assistant that, are we going to code it for tax purposes? And she said the letter has no pay. So I went back to Felly and I said, I want to know whose idea it was in the meeting that they would call the best speaker in the country free of charge. I want to know just whose idea. Who could be that bold and say we shall have Newton? And when it reaches the amount, they say, so it was Allen. No. Okay. Okay. Who was bold to say he should be free of charge? Because, okay, so they're saying it's giving back to, do you know how I give back to the community? I give back to a community when I have planned to give back to the community. Now this time, Hive Collab came back and said you must give back to the community. But we talked, and I'll tell you how you can run from really humble beginnings to really charge. Everything you know has been designed that it should give you money. Perhaps you do not know. My first office, when I had just started out as a financial literacy consultant, I was on Kanjocha Street. So I used to pass by this place. And amazingly, May, how much were we charging per hour? How much? So you could come to see me and you could pay 30,000 per hour. And this is 2017, right? May 2017. So we are in 2026. How much do I charge individuals from office? So I charge 600 per hour. How about if it's a company per hour? 1 million per hour. But this is not the most interesting thing. I want to tell you how I calculate the hours. So when you hire me to speak, I must get to know about the event, the people, what they want, what they expect. So I put 2 hours to the reconnaissance, to know 2 hours. I put 2 hours on transport. The driving, coming, the driving, going. How many hours are those? And I put 2 hours for the delivery. How many hours are those? 6. So when I appear for 2 hours, I move away with 6 million, less withholding tax. So that means I only need 2 talks a week. 2 talks a week to rack up 12 million. 2 talks, 1, 2. I appear 2 hours, which is 2 by 2, 4, then next week. So if I can average 8 talks a month, I would have raked in 50 million. Without programming, yet I'm a programmer. Without selling land, yet I sell land. Without teaching people business. The reason I'm telling you this, it's because I want to let you know how you can actually make it more than me in those regards. You get? Because do not forget, you can even charge more than I do. You can do what? You can charge more than I do. But it takes what? It is a journey. You see 2017 at 30K. What has really moved from 2017 to 2026? A full 9 years of movement. TikTok, Facebook, TV, newspaper, talks, thinking, improving myself. From 2017 to 2026, by the time I finished, I realized there are 4 degrees and 1 postgraduate diploma in law practice. So by the time in 2017, I only had like 3 degrees. So I added another in law. Now, what does that mean? You said you're Christians. It means Luke 5:4. So Luke 5:4 is where Jesus tells Peter to launch in the deep. To do what? Launch in the deep. So Peter had told Jesus that we spent the whole night trying to catch fish, but we didn't catch a single fish. We didn't catch a single fish. And Jesus told him, the board is touch screen, right? If it could extend, I would use it. So we didn't catch fish, and Jesus told them, launch your nets in the deep. There are things to learn from there. If you look at Luke 5:4, Jesus would have told Peter and friends to change the nets, to change the boat, to change profession. He could have told them to go into farming. But he did not tell them to go into farming or carpentry. He told them they would stay fishermen, but now cast the nets deeper. They would stay with the same employees, same boats, same nets, same lake, even same lake, but launch the nets deeper. So the message is, whatever you're doing, you must make sure you have done it so well that you are the reference. You must be the reference. Now I'm going to just run through. Name and what you do.
I'm 27. We help business owners regulate on our digital skills and online.
So you help business owners sell online.
My name is Derek.
Uh-huh.
My name is Derek,
Yes.
and I'm a country lead for Gigi Uganda,
Uh-huh.
and my core role is to get money.
Okay. You just pass on the microphone. Name what you do.
Gibson Basajja Ngabo, we
Uh-huh.
manufacture briquettes.
You manufacture briquettes. Uh-huh.
Maria Vanessa Nakachwa, Business Communications.
Business communications. Uh-huh.
Nantumbwe Davina, we transport cargo from Mombasa to Uganda.
Transporting cargo. Uh-huh.
Nachimba Jacinta Cynthia, and Iskola Career Hub Engagement Officer.
Engagement
Yes.
officer.
Yes.
Okay.
We am Jisha Nixon Istra. We hope to optimize breeding on farms.
You optimize
Breeding on
farms. Any farm?
Dairy farms.
Dairy. Okay. Uh-huh.
Mugisa Martha, classic cookies and treats. We bake cookies, cakes, daddies.
Okay.
Namana Faith, I'm a developer.
Developer. Programmer 1 2.
Mugabe Sharif, marketing student, MUBS, Sadia.
Marketing student.
Entrepreneur, I deal in premium, affordable, thrift bags.
Thrift bags. Okay.
I'm Vambale, the CEO Data Crest. We build MIS system, management information
systems. Okay.
Arya Kawalta. My startup works on presence protocols. We develop systems that work on programmed geography.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I'm Azira Messi. I'm also a developer.
Developer.
I'm Jovia Manya, a web developer.
Web developer. Uh-huh.
Akampurira Joas, a public health specialist.
Public health specialist.
Jonathan Daisenga, I'm a software engineer.
Software engineer.
And my name is Amanda Felly Baisuka, and I help you find your next customer.
Help you find your next customer.
Through sales and marketing.
Sales and marketing.
I'm Allen Arenaitwe. I import apparel from Turkey, China, Vietnam, on behalf of many other smaller entrepreneurs who cannot do it themselves.
Wow. So we have importers. Okay.
Evelyn has run away.
I'm Donna Sava, and I'm in real estate.
Real estate. Okay. Are they done?
Yeah, and Kara, who always comes last.
Hey.
Kara, what do you do? Yeah, take. What do you guess?
I own an advertising agency that does marketing and also does a little bit of branding, but ideally corporate identity. Happy to see you, Newton.
Happy to see you too. Thank you very much. So, now, friends, if there is... Oh, okay.
Yeah, my name is Joseph Luswabi.
Okay.
I lead the team at Scholar Career Hub. So
Okay.
it's a digital platform that bridges the gap between industry and academia.
Okay, perfect. Now, if there is anything I want you to live with today, I want you to live with John 1:29. If there is anything I want you to live with today, is a verse called John 1:29. The verse is so powerful, it will make you wealthy. You won't even know. You won't even know that the verse has made you super wealthy. So John 1:29, you see, when Jesus was to come to the world, they sent Angel Gabriel to talk to the mom, right? And Angel Gabriel came with a name. He came with what? Who remembers the name? Emmanuel. To mean God is with us. But remember, Isaiah had already talked about him, that Jesus will be a prince of peace. So Isaiah, a prophet, comes and says he will be a prince of peace. Gabriel says he will be Emmanuel. But because of what Jesus did, they stopped calling him by name. In John 1:29, Peter sees Jesus coming and he says, there comes the Lamb of the world. Who does what? Who takes away the sin of the world. That's the only thing I want you to live with today. When they see you, they should not call you by name. They should call you by what you have helped them do. And that is 1 billion shillings in the pocket. The moment they still call you Mercy, Martha, Andrew, Steve, you're losing money. You are losing money. They should see you from far and say, there comes Alice, the seller of briquettes. Money is in the bank. There comes Nalukenge, thrift bags. They shouldn't even mention Nalukenge. They just say, there comes the maker of thrift bags. Money is in the bank. But we usually just come and say, my name is Newton. Da, 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 da. No. They should say, there comes the man who makes millionaires. Money. You see? Now, in John 1:29, the whole entire course unit and degree of marketing was finished. In John 1:29. So aim such that when you're handing over a contact, you do not hand over the name. That's the mistake we make. We give out business cards when we start out. We give out business cards which have the address, the email, the what, website. You even say we've started the website. You put fourth floor location. No one wants the fourth floor. No one wants the number. People are looking for that description. There comes the Lamb of God. That guy takes away the sins of the world. If you can master that, I'm telling you, it's 1 billion shilling business. Do you know how I knew? It's because in this country, I'm going to tell you a secret. In this country, I'm the only seller of land, and you will take this to the bank. I am the only seller of land whereby my buyers do not know where the land is. Would you believe that? The only. That's why I'm saying I'm the only. The buyers of the land do not know where the land is. Do not even want to know where the land is. Do you know what they want to know? They want to know that I'm in charge. Because I've told them I am the most genuine land seller. I even tell them in the world. Because there are no competitions yet. So stop thinking you're only in Uganda. When you're telling people that I import, you say I'm the best importer in the world. Because you did not go, they have not announced the worldwide competition. When they announce them and they can grade you that you attended and you could not make it, then you grade yourself. But as long as the competition has not been announced, venue, tickets, what, you are the best in the world. As simple as that. And that's the attitude I use when I go to these big organizations. The companies with the most monies have hired me. The most monies. These guys have trillions in assets. When they call me and I am billing them, I am not joking when I'm billing them. I'm like, how much do they have? This is the amount they have. When I'm in the boardroom, I'm like, we could do that. We could start with 15 million for an episode. There are episodes of mine which are running now. And I did them last year in May. But that company had to court or kuogereza for a year. For a year. because I was on leave for a year. You get the idea? I had decided that when I go to study for my bar course to become an advocate, I'll be on leave. Even if you called me for how much, I wouldn't attend. So they booked, and they thought I would be available. But then later they got to know that I was serious, that I wouldn't come. So I just mentioned a huge figure to just put them off. They said, anytime you're ready, we will do it. I'm like, so we undercharge ourselves. So when you design a program or when you have a product, feel good about it by yourself. They will feel good about it by seeing the vibe in you. Some of the mistakes we make as the young entrepreneurs, I had people who wanted to say, we want to know how to separate ourselves from the businesses. I want to promise you, friends, that one of the biggest mistakes you will ever make is to always have the arrivalism when you start out. You see, when you start out in business as a founder, you're all founders, right? Do you know where the word comes from? Fundus, Latin for foundation. Fundare, Latin for building a foundation. Carol, happy to see you. I studied with Carol. Very brilliant brain. But you see, even the brilliant brains come to attain. Ne waliwo abatazze nga tebasobodde kime naye nga abagezi bo bakoze ki bazze. So I wanted to let you friends know that some of the mistakes we make is when you are just starting out, the very first thing that will happen, you will not see the money. Because no one knows you, no one trusts you, even you. Nawe kenyini ochimanyi okyakola ki okyeyiya. When I was at campus, I used to make a lot of money at campus. For what you didn't know, at campus I had like the first polyphonic ringtone for a phone. Would you believe that? Phones of those days used to have a ringtone that would chase away everyone here. Someone calls you, the phone goes, everyone is like, hey, what's happening with the phone? Then Sharp GX10i was made by the company called Sharp. And a friend of mine who was in the UK sent it. So it had a ringtone. So when I was in class, I could not put the phone in silent as a marketing tool because I was selling phones while at campus. So they would call me in class and I'll get the phone, flip it, then walk out as the teacher is teaching. Then later say that phone is on sale. So people used to buy the latest phones from me. People used to borrow money from me. I had a game center in Lumumba Hall. People used to give me money. I used to sell rooms in Lumumba Hall. I used to buy meal cards and sell meal cards. I used to get friends who would design a poster and sell posters. I used to do all these entrepreneurship things. But when I invested now the money, when I was finishing campus, I had some money on me and I invested in a guy who was standing as a guild president. And I lost all the money. That's why even up today, even if you called me and you want to be LC1, I can't engage. Even if you want to be the leader here in the founders, and you say you want to be the leader here, I can't engage. Because I learned my lessons. The biggest mistake Let's write this lesson. The biggest mistake you can ever make between 18 to 35 is not to make a mistake in money. A mistake. So between 18 to 35, make sure you've given yourself a chance to make very many money mistakes. Because 35 going forward, we do not repeat mistakes 35 going forward. They bring you a very juicy deal and you say, the juicy deal, I engaged in it when I was 29, it failed, I do not engage now. They bring you things when you are 38, you say, that one I finished. I do not make mistakes. So we make mistakes, money mistakes between 18 to 35. So you do not have to worry. I usually tell people, lend your best friend's money. Have you heard that? I've told people. Do you know why I want you to lend your best friend's money? Because the temptation is so high to make them co-directors in your business. When you do not know how they relate with the money, you're done. So it is better when your roommate asks you for 20K and you ask them, when will you repay? And I'm expecting next week Monday. You hand over the 20K and you wait for Monday for all the money lessons. So on Monday, you keep quiet. She won't text about the loan. She does not pay. She does not say anything about the money. Then you know when you partner with them in a business, that is the habit. Because as founders, the mistakes we struggle with are with partners in business. You bring someone on board to do business with them. For them, they want to buy a car. For you, you want to build. Remember, I told you, fundus means foundation. Fundare means to build a foundation. So a founder makes an establishment. You want to build a foundation, but someone is stealing cement. Then it means there is no foundation. You want to build a strong foundation, but someone is taking the bars. Someone is taking the concrete stones. There is no foundation. That's why it is important that we build a foundation with people we are well aware about their money habits. You can only know people's money habits when you relate with them with money. Are we together? When you are out with a friend in a bar, you can still see their money habits. They came with 50K. That is supposed to pay for the drinks, pay for the transport, pay for all these things. But this person spends all the money such that they walk back home. You're like, okay. He has no discipline for the budget. And that's a lesson. So I want to tell you that I put money in an election. And we lost the election. We were first runners up. When we were first runners up, this gentleman, after the election, came to me and said, Newton, you put in a lot of money. I don't know how I can repay you. But my dad has a building on Clement Hill Road. I want to give you an office for a year. And we went to Clement Hill Road. Clement Hill Road is behind, is that line where you see Airtel. So at the end somewhere where you see, I think there used to be Coach Africa. That's the house. So we had an office with no money to buy furniture. So we could sit outside Kukabalaza with my late friend who was a lawyer called Tony. So we would sit there, enter the office, walk around the room, have nothing to do. We have one laptop, which I had from campus. We would walk with the laptop from Old Tax Park. Actually, not Old Tax Park, New Tax Park. Imagine walking from New Tax Park to Clement Hill Road. Empty stomach. Otuko koi, otuko lunaku lwawedde, kyokka nga lwinatandika. So that's the hassle you have to go through. It's the price you pay. Unfortunately, when you're starting up, there are no shortcuts. Those are the things you have to go through, such that you get your own story that is different from mine. Gwe bayinza n'okubba on a gun point, on a machete point, on anything, such that you get your story. But that was our story. And we started trying to sell websites to MPs. There is an MP at that time, he was called Amama Mbabas. We said we would sell him a website at 500K. We walked and walked and walked and walked. He used to give us his PA. What the PA wanted in Jawuro, we did not know at the time. But we could go there, show him, and then finally, the PA said, but can't you people take 200? After we had done all these negotiations, and we gave up. Because we wanted to know how much would it cost to buy the hosting, the domain name, the design, the collection of data. He frustrated us. But I want now to teach you something from there called pivoting. This is like the greatest skill. This is like the greatest skill that can help you survive. To pivot, for example, if I'm going forward and I turn like this, it means I have pivoted. I walk in that direction and I turn like this, it means I have pivoted. I walk, I turn, I walk, I turn. Pivoting. If you guys learn pivoting, Uganda will be heaven. I've been to all different countries, and I can tell you, there is no country like this country. But every time I mention it, people want to fight. They say, oh, you like our government. Abo bebafunya muchintu. I want to tell you, friends, there is no country like this country if you learn pivoting. And what is this thing about pivoting? Pivoting is when you push something and you push it and you push it and you push it. But while pushing it, you realize it may delay. You don't drop it. You look for something that you think will help you reach somewhere. So you pivot. And you also push. Are we together? Because in this country, when you push that one thing, the system might frustrate you. So you chase and chase and chase and chase, and you're like, okay, I think I've given you a very good chase, but I will be back. You turn. You also chase and chase and chase, and you're like, eh? And the best way to know that you will be able to pivot, this is what I want you to look for. I want you to write somewhere, daily income. And why do I want you to look for a daily income? It's because of how God created us. Did you know that even if you had not turned up to the city today, you would have spent money at home? Tekako butesika Netflix nga wali babala. You buy data nga babala. If you say you want warm water, you switch on electricity. Who makes money? UEDCL. How about if you shower? Who makes money? National Water. When you put on TV, who makes money? DSTV. When you buy data to tell people today I won't make it, who makes money? MTN. How about if you decided to also call? So naturally, God created us as expenditure beings, whether you like it or not. And the expenditure is a daily thing, non-negotiable. You can't just say, I think, you know when it's cold and people say, it can harden and it becomes a problem when you say nerero teri kunaba for a week. So daily expenditures require you to solve that problem with a daily income. But this daily income, you have to make sure you do not mind how much you're bringing in daily. Because in any case, you're spending something daily. Can we do something practical? We use MTN or Airtel? MTN. Okay, let's press *165#. We have phones. *1 *165#. Are we there? Are we there? *165. So what is there? Can we press 2 for airtime? Are we there? Are we on our phones? Are we pressing? So let's go to internet bundle, which is 3. Are we there? Can we go to my number, which is actually your number? Can we go to daily bundle? Are we all there? Now there is a money lesson which you can't skip on that list. Very important money lesson. Actually, it's not even a money lesson, it's a wealth lesson. I want you to read for me what you see at 1. I buy 30 MB at how much? 250. 70 MB I buy at what? 500. How about 165 MB? 1K. Now, let's pause there for a minute. MTN was the country's largest taxpayer last year. Do you know how much they paid in taxes? They paid 500 billion. So they paid 500 billion. Do you know how much you need to earn such that this is your tax? You need to earn this time was 3. Because tax is 30% of what you earned as profit. So it means they must have made 1.5 trillion. But would you believe that these guys made 1.5 trillion selling chapati, mandazi, and Rolex? Would you believe that? This is the greatest money lesson you'll ever get from me. Their product is lindazi, chapati, Rolex. But there is something they add to it. They know that if 12 million customers each bought airtime for 500 UGX, they would make 6 billion a day. So the trick which I have to unleash today, ladies and gentlemen, is you need numbers and a product that is as cheap as this, and you would laugh all the way to the bank. In very many engagements where I teach this, they clap for me. Maybe today it's today you guys might actually be different. Eh? You You're trying to process. I want to tell you, friends, when you money is that amazing. Very simple things. Money can't be complex. Simple things that make people wealthy. They have 12 million customers, each buying chapati. They get 6 billion a day. But this is what is amazing. No Ugandan can buy airtime or data for 500. They have gone to improve it emotionally. Because it's available at 500, now we buy data as we watch TikTok. You know, you go to TikTok to watch only one video. Then you watch how many? How many do you watch? Because psychologically you're just doing what? Scrolling. By the time they tell you it's 1 p.m., you came to watch a video they sent to you. Now, Ugandans think they can steal or cheat emotions by saying, let me buy a data bundle for 300 MB. But Twino Lugambo, we survive on gossip. We want to watch the show. Now the 300 MB don't handle. So you buy more. Have you noticed that when they give you options to buy more, those are options you can never find anywhere? There is a way they tell you your data bundle has elapsed, but you can pay 1,000, you get 1 GB. Have you noticed? Now you buy, then you buy. By the time you do the math at the end of the day, you have bought data for 15K a day. So whereas we are counting 500, these guys are actually making a killing. But because we went to universities, none of us wants to own a Rolex store. None of us. When they tell you, sell charcoal, you're like, me? A developer? Charcoal? What are you talking? Bananda babatia. You do not want to earn 500, 1,000, 2,000, but you're spending it. You sit on a border from Bombo Road to Mapera House, 2,000. Imagine you earned it somewhere. You have somewhere, you're earning 2,000. Then it means on that day you would work for free. You would sit on a border, but you're not the one paying for the border. Simple things. This is how things run. Now, there is no way I can continue without teaching you the 3 money lessons. But are we learning? Okay. So there can only be 3 money lessons. And there is a reason. Today we are going to learn why we actually never become wealthy. It's by design that you won't be wealthy because of your failure to know the 3 money lessons. The very first money lesson is to make money. The second money lesson is to grow the money. And the third and final money lesson is to keep the money. When you learn this, I'll give you only 2 years when you've doubled your income. 5 years when you've quadrupled your income. 10 years when you are a multi-millionaire. Now, how do we make money? We make money by exchanging time for reward. So, making money, just say time equals reward. How many of us are employed here by show of hands? Employed somewhere. You are making money because you exchange what? for reward. And actually, this is why your boss is so rich. Our bosses, yeah, because usually when they call me to teach people and the boss is there, then they say, wababusiza. Then I'm like, nino babusa, kuba bwe mbabusa, they become better employees. So, if a company, let's again use MTN. MTN has like how many employees? All over the country. Plus the agents. Okay, let's use a bank. I want to use something simple. Okay, you are founders. How many of you have employees? How many employees? How many employees? 12. You have? Okay. How many? 4. How many? 1. Now, I want to show you why it is by a design that you will be wealthy. So let's say my dear friend Carol has 12 employees. Now, each employee would give Carol 10 hours a day. Not so? So in other words, Carol has 12 times 10, which equals 120 hours. A what? A day. So if we get 120 and divide by 24, did you do math? So by 12, 2, by 12, 10, by 2, 1, by 2, 5. So Carol as the boss starts a day with 5 days in her pocket. This is why by design she will be wealthy. When you get employees and you take hours from them, it means you have so when she comes to office, she has 5 days plus her day. So she has 6 days. Now you realize why these companies are super wealthy. You find this company with 2,000 employees times 10 hours, which is 20,000 hours. When you divide by 12, when you divide by 24, by 212, by 210K, by 26, by 25K, by 23, by 2,500, by 3 once, by 3, 8, 3, 0. So the owner of MTN steps into the MTN office with 2 years. You get the idea? He arrives when he's parking the car. You imagine when he's parking the car, he has 2 years that day. Comes back tomorrow, he has 2 years that day. That's why automatically, by design, he finds himself ahead. Now, let's go back to the lesson. Time is money. So you get time for reward, you're making money. This is the easiest because God ensured that all of us are at the same level when it comes to making money. All you need is red blood, 1.3 kilograms of a brain, and 24 hours a day. All of us use that. Red blood, 24 hours a day, and when you measure the brain of an adult, it's 1.3 kilograms. So this is the easiest. Do you know why I know it's the easiest? Because even a baby can appear on a billboard and they pay the baby. Haven't you seen kids on billboards? They are making money. Now, this is the second lesson I want you to take from today. How many lessons have you taken so far? As in the lessons you've been picking. How many have you picked so far? Eh? Eh? Uh-huh. Imagine me, I'm teaching you what I think is the second lesson, but don't worry. Uh-huh. Now, when you're exchanging time for reward, you realize that you get the employee sells out their time. But you need to move from here and come here. So this is the lesson I want you to take. It is not what you earn as an employee that can ever make you wealthy. It is what you do with what you earn. If you pick that lesson, most powerful lesson, it's not what you earn. It's what you do with what you earn that will make you wealthy. I want the microphone to move around. I want people to say it such that I know that they have captured it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right away.
I'll start with you, Felly. What did I say?
It's not what you earn, it's what you do with the money that you've earned.
That will do what?
That will make you rich, wealthy.
Let it move around. I want to see people. Uh-huh.
It's not what you earn, it's what you do with what you earn that will make you wealthy.
Let it move. Uh-huh.
It's not what you earn that makes you wealthy.
Uh-huh.
It's what you do with what you earn that will make you wealthy.
Perfecto. Let it move.
It's not what you earn, it's what you do with what you earn that will make you wealthy.
Uh-huh.
It's not what you earn, it's what you do with the money that will make you wealthy.
It's what you do with what you earn. Uh-huh.
It's not what you earn, it's what you do with what you earn.
That will make you
wealthy.
And now, finally, I can hear from, she's called Mercy?
Faith.
Faith. Let me hear from you last.
It is what you do with what you earn that will make you make money.
What did I start with?
It is not what you earn as an employee that can make you earn money, but it is what you do with what you earn that will make you to make money.
Now, I think you've changed it to making money, but I meant making you well. Now, I want you to notice this. So I will say, we have Newton here, who earns 750,000 per month. So this is what Newton earns. This is the very first mistake we make. We struggle to make sure we ask our boss to increase this. Because our thinking is that it is what we earn that will make us rich. So we ask our boss, can you at least make it 1 million? Can you please make it 1.5? They make it 1.5. Can you please make it 2? Can you help me and you make it 2.5? After 11 years, can you help me and make this thing 3? It's because your thinking is, it is what you earn that makes you. What you earn has no business with making you wealthy. It is what you do with what you earn. That's why in every company, you will find people who are not bosses having more wealth than bosses. Are you catching it? It is very possible to make more wealth than your boss because of what you are doing with what you're earning. Let's prove it. So we have boss Alex earning 20 million. We have worker Alice earning 2 million. Practical. So, what does the boss do? The boss, these days the boss starts with the very first thing. Tell your neighbor, international school. They start with? So the boss starts with international school. Do you know how many dollars they pay in international school? How much? $5,000. So, let's take it slowly. Let's take it slower. Let's say 3,000. 2,000, okay. So 2,000 is 7 million. So 7 million goes to international school. But this boss has 2 kids. So the boss has 2 what? So how much goes to international school? 14 million. 14 what? Now the boss has a huge car. The boss has a what? Which huge car do you know? Which huge car do you know? Range Rover. Let me see whether people here know huge cars. Jeep Cherokee. Which huge car? GLS. Mercedes. You're almost there. Which huge car? I want to see whether people know the real huge car. A Rapture. Ford Explorer. I want to hear huge, okay, I've added huge fancy. Range Rover. You guys do not know cars. So your bosses don't drive my car. So your bosses don't drive my car. So your bosses don't drive my car. Let's say your bosses drive my car, okay. Let's say your bosses drive my car. They steal a side mirror, 5 million. You get the idea? All those huge cars you see, huge fancy, you drive it with a high blood pressure. You get it? Because everyone who will commit sin on your car cannot pay. Are you getting it? When they commit the sin, they take off. They steal a side mirror from an S-Class, 5 million. Because no one sells one side mirror. Actually, no one sells the S-Class side mirror. You go to, let's say, Wavamuno, and then the side mirror, they will tell you, okay, we have it, but we have to sell you a pair. But then we have to do the electronics on the car such that we install it. Now, it means they will have to insure the car. They insure it at, let's say, 2 million per month. So they will still pay 2 million per month on the car. But all I'm saying is, when you deduct food, transport, car, and kids, the boss, Alex, has to borrow from the company or from a bank or from a money lender to borrow another 15 million to just survive. Now, worker Alice gets 2 million, struggles to play within 1 million, and invest 1 million. In a year, they have 12 million, and they buy land in a year. So in 5 years, worker Alice doing the same thing, ceteris paribus. They have 5 plots in 5 years. I want you to note that in 5 years, boss Alex may even be fired and work Alice also fired. Because you know programs end and contracts end. But Alice walks away with 5 plots. Each was bought at 12 million. Now you will find that this plot which was bought first at 12 million, after 5 years, it is 30 or 40 million. Just minimally. The second which was bought at 12, it is in 25. The third which was bought at 12 is at 20. So the progression for her land, let me show you the progression for her land. The first plot at 12, after 5 years, is 40 M. The second at 12, after 4 years, is 30. The third, after 3 years, is at 20. The fourth, after 2 years, is at 15. And the fifth, after that 1 year, is at 13. Total, 70, 35 plus, that is 48. She's at 118 million. And the boss, after earning 20 million per month for 5 years, because he lived beyond his means, he has loans and is writing CVs. This should tell you that it is actually not how much you earn that makes you wealthy. It is what you do with what you earn that makes you wealthy. So, in that first money lesson, you have to make sure you do not waste it. You do something with what you earn. Kayingidako. The second money lesson is growing the money. This is the easiest, and it is the one that actually makes people super wealthy. To grow money. We only grow money one way. So write something: by selling something. All the wealthiest people you know are sellers. If you are not selling, you can't actually be super wealthy. Who is the richest man you know? Elon Musk. What does he sell? Electric cars. Who is the richest man you know? Richest anywhere. Anywhere. Dangote. What does he sell? Cement. Richest man you know? Sudil. What does he sell? Houses, flowers, food. Richest man you know? Any. Bill Gates. What does he sell? Software. What do you sell? Software. So the question actually is, are you selling something? We told you MTN makes 1.5 trillion by selling what? But MTN doesn't sell airtime alone. It's in your inbox. Selling songs as caller tunes, mobile money, loans, insurance. They have like 1,000. When I get, you guys, when I check my MTN and I check the messages they send, these guys are on drugs. So they have MTN Momo app, MTN for you, MTN More Cash, MTN Data, Gaga Weekend, MTN Internet, MTN Rewards, MTN School Loans, MTN Momo Adverse, MTN Voice, MTN Beep Call, Momo Notice, MTN Info, MTN Business, Momo Card, MTN UNEB, MTN Notice, Momo Market, MTN Progi, My Paka Paka, MTN SMS, MTN Chirabo, Momo Deals, MTN My App, MTN Tunes, MTN Investor, MTN Pulse, MTN Offer, MTN Deals, Mosent, MTN Momo, MTN Wakanet, MTN Mo, MTN Bundles, Momo Ticket, MTN Ayo, MTN Senchu, MTN Progi. Guys, you are actually joking with your lives. You have no single product, but you want to be wealthy. You are not even aware of that queue to line up to be wealthy. You're not selling. I have read different MTN things, but everywhere you go on that thing, they will charge you something. But these are guys making 1.5 trillion. You don't have 1 billion. You don't have 100 million, but you're not selling. It's not cool at all. This is a wake up call. You live here, I want you to be on drugs. I want you to be on what? Drug. They should look at you and everything you have is on sale. You wear a suit and they love it, you say that suit is on sale. They buy it, you add in some money, you get another suit. They see a nice shoe, they say they love it, you say by the way it's on sale in your size. You sell the shoe. Just don't let them like everything. They tell you you have nice hair, you say I know someone who can make that hair. You sell the wig. Let someone not just say nice watch. You just say, by the way, this is on sale. Nice shoes. You remove the shoe. Are we together? Let them not just say nice shoes. They say nice shoes. They have already categorized you that everything you have, you are very good at shoe choosing. That's the business. Let them not just say nice jacket. You remove and say, give me 20K. Discount. Such that you do what? You grow money. How do you know you're growing money? And why is it important to know how to grow it? It's because of the mathematics. You buy at 500. You sell at 700. Money has grown by 200. All we need are 1,000 units sold and we are at 200K. Imagine we are earning very little as 200. But as long as the units are many. Now I'm going to who works for Revenue Authority here? Because I never want ever to reveal businesses that make me money when revenue is there. They'll say, soko je otulage ku sente. So I first usually check. So would you believe? I want to show you how we make it in real estate. Such that later when you also get into real estate, you would know. First of all, when I ventured into real estate, this is what I realized. That land in Buganda is the most wanted land. Are we there? Because Uganda is not like the UK. When you go to the UK, someone can live in Windsor for 70 years without ever going to London. In the UK, someone can be in Manchester for 80 years without ever going to London, and they are okay there. When you go to US, someone can be in Texas for 90 years without ever going to New York. So it means in those countries, cities elsewhere help people flourish that they do not have to go. But in Uganda, Chigwerawa, Kampala, we even have Arua Park. It means people have to leave Arua to come and see what is in Kampala. Chigwerawa. Now, as a marketer, can you tell me the world's most successful product? Let me see whether you guys are following. When I asked you guys, what do you do? Guys were telling me, I'm into marketing. What is the world's most successful product? Successful. Coca-Cola? Okay. When they introduced me, did they tell you that I lecture master's students? So I was the first person in this country to lecture master's students without a PhD. It's because I had a first class from University of London, and my degree had been certified by the British Secret Service. So when I came to Uganda, it was a go-given. But this is what I want to tell you, how to know that you are at the master's level. At the master's level, every answer is correct. So, when you argue with someone and he's telling you, oh, limba, you'll be fool, you know they are at what level? Certificate. At the certificate undergrad, that's where people are looking for the right thing. But at the master's level, we say, in my view. In my view, opinion. Now, so, what was my question? She said Coca-Cola. We shall take it as correct, but I'm looking for another answer. Most successful product ever sold?
I think it's time.
Time? Land? Can you stand up? Because in Latin, I would call you a primus inter pares. A primus inter pares. You are a first among equals. Primus inter pares. Religion. Because Jesus, even without being around, he has how many followers? Jesus has how many followers? Like 2 billion. How can you have such a product? People start different churches and they fight for you when you're dead. Okay, in Christianity we say he rose. But how do you think that thing really is? Think about it. That we call ourselves the grandsons of Jacob, even though we know that we are not Jews. But we can fight. How many people here are in Faneru? Hey. Okay. How many people go to Prophet Mbonye? How many people go to Kakande? Can you imagine all these men? They are men of God teaching what? Faith, Christianity. And the people who follow those people can fight for them. And you're like, natankude wachi. And you're like, nze muchamu. You usually declare and say, it must be me who is wrong. So I want to tell you that when I was studying how to market, I realized that religion is the world's greatest ever sold product. And it started from the Middle East. So when I was starting out to sell land, I also started out selling products for the Middle East. So I got to know my client. Someone in the Middle East will earn between 800 to 1 million per month. So if they earn actually 800 to 1.2, if they do it well, they can save 500K per month. So it means in a year, they will access 6 million. Their contracts are usually for how long? 2 years. So they can access 12 million. So usually their plan is, let me buy land in the first contract and work in the other. So it means if I got land targeting these people and I open up an estate with 200 plots and I ask them to pay this per month, we will get 12 times 200. How much is that? In 2 years. Very possible. Because the market is there. You target them with what they can afford. But you look for very many people. You give them what they can afford. You see why people can be in real estate and they say, in the next 5 years, I'm not working. Because if you put this on a unit trust, do you know how much you can earn? This is 24 million per month. Now we are talking big what? Big money. And even you can. But you must sell something. You must do what? You must sell something. This is what I want to finish with and give you a chance to ask me questions. Consultancy was designed not, let me see whether I can say it. Since I am a lawyer, I can defend it. Consultancy wasn't designed to make us wealthy. And I'm going to explain why. It's because when you are a consultant, you are going to earn money quarterly. But after bids, in a country that wants bribes during bids, in a country that has already selected the favorite bidder, in a country that wants kickbacks. So we are in a country where they want you to win a bid to construct a road for 1 billion when the input is like 700 million to the person who got you the bid, to the pay. By the time you come to do the road, you have how much? 300 million. That's why you see the things people do, substandard. Now, imagine you are a contractor and you apply and you chase this money. You even borrow. You hire employees. You buy machines. You construct. And 4 years, they haven't paid you. When will you break free? So when you start up these IT firms and all that, it's fancy, it's good. But you must know that business wants a cash flow to pay rent, a cash flow to pay employees, a cash flow to pay taxes. That's why it is so, I think the word is not even more important. It's important. Let's create even a new word. It's important that when you get money in the business, you must separate yourself from what? The business. And this is the trick. People usually don't know how to separate themselves for the business. This is the trick I give them. If you have a shop, are we learning? Should we continue? If you have a shop and your shop is worth, let's say, 5 million, retail shop, tunda sukali, tunda kawunga, tunda omunyo, olinamu buto, olinamu engano, olinamu amaji. Usually, you will find yourself, you as the owner of the business, not giving yourself a salary. Do you know what we usually do when we have these small businesses? Every need we open the safe. You see a nice shoe? Nice wig? If you have kids and they get sick, rent, burial, marriage. So at the end of the day, you have a small shop, but you, the money you took out is 2 million. Per what? Per month. Then you're like, why is the stock lowering? And you go to what happened to Genesis 3:12. God asks Adam, did you eat the fruit I told you not to eat? And Adam says, the wife you did what? You gave me. They ask Eve, did you give Adam the tree I told him not to eat? It was the what? The snake. When things go awry, who can spell that word? When things go awry, are we learning a new word today? When things go or kogere or such that you genda nako. When things go what? All right. But when you say it, people will be like, hey, things are all right. But things going all right, ngabitabuse, going south, we usually blame everyone who is in our view. We blame the government, blame our parents, blame our employees. Are you getting it? So, but it was strictly us who bankrupted the business. Now, this is the trick. If you want to know how to pay your salary in any venture, you ask yourself, if I am away. So you're going to say these words after me. If I'm away and I hire a friend to sit in for me, how much would I give them? Now notice that if you've not said those words, it means you have what in English we call cognitive dissonance. Your mind is somewhere struggling. You're like, naye obalimba, obambitwale, obambikirize. So I will repeat, I will give you a second chance to say after me, such that you do not have a mind that is struggling. If I hire a friend when I'm away, how much would I pay them? there you've solved the salary issue. Now, if in your shop you say you are away, you're going for burial, visiting day or anything, and you call in a friend to sit in for you, you will find yourself that you will give that person, let's say, 150 a month. But for you, when you're there, you want to take 2 million. So it's best you fire yourself and you bring in this friend such that you hand over this money, or you hand over 200, or you hand over 300. But if someone is to sit in for you and you give them 10K and they are happy with it, 15K and they are happy with it, it means this person wants 450 a month and this person wants 300 a month. This is actually the estimate for your salary. You could add in as a founder to say, okay, I will give myself 400, even though I know I can pay this. Or I can give myself 600, even though I know I can find someone at 450. This is how they pay yourself in a business, to save the business. I realize that this is why do you know why Ugandans, most of the businesses struggle? A person is in an arcade. They are paying rent 1 million in the arcade shop. So they are paying rent 1 million. They have stock for 15 what? But they drive a car for 45 million. There is no way money can agree with you in that arrangement. The car is how much? Your stock is how much? Rent is how much? Someone is that's why you see some of us katitwa kaluba, because when you speak to the public about money, you just read the comment section and you see people, they will say everything. But for us as public speakers, that's what makes a person like me happy. Because I know I've pulled out a wire. That's the purpose of education. Education is supposed to distort the mind. Wire. If a person just sees without trying to be engaged. So, Eka 45. But now, what is very, very traumatizing, this car is a bond car. It is what? Bond car. So this individual gets 15 million as stock and asks the stock to pay for the bond car. That's why by the time he has finished paying for the bond car, the car is worth 35 million. Yet they have paid how much? You see the money mistakes we make. Eh? Yes. Yes. Very great question, because I'm about to open the Q&A. But this is what I have to tell you. Every time you buy a car, you have to first ask yourself, why? Am I solving a transport problem? And as I solve the transport problem, desire has come in to add status to the transport problem. That's where the problem comes. Desire has come in. Now, you have to make sure you control the desire initially and you solve the transport problem. A car that will solve the transport problem is actually 20 million. 15 to 20 million. That car can solve a transport problem. Aha. Okawulide. Do you know why it would bother you Jayaka Kebe? Kubanga buwali okagula wateeka mu status kalemeba kakebe. Songa ate, if you analyzed the talk on the road, every car is a kakebe in regards to another one better than it. You get? If I find you driving a C class and I'm in an S, C kakebe? How about if I find you were driving an E-class Mercedes when I'm in an S? C kakebe? You get? So at an katinango wa S-class ate bwe nsango wa G-wagon aba yagala ganzije yoki. So that olina okukyejjamu olutalo olwo olw'okulemesa abantu okudescribinga kyolina olina okulwejjamu, because they will always describe kyolina nga bakinafuya. Whether it's a phone, whether it's a man, whether it's a car, as long as you have it, just know 1 billion people don't have it. So kakabere kakebe naye nga osinga abantu bameka 1 billion. 1 billion people don't have the things you have. At least minimum 1 billion. You do not know what it means to have 1 billion people you are above. So give yourself a chance to grow through all these things. Yimirirako mu maaso g'abantu bagambe navuga kakebe nengulako ekidomola kati ndi kugukebe. You get? Like I showed you a process where when I charged 30K, went to 50K, went to 100K, went to 150, went to 250, 300, up to 600 an hour. Go through a process, especially for things which are ephemeral. Kagamba akapya akalala okawulide kayiseewo kati. Ephemeral, things which are short-lived. Ephemeral. A car at any one moment it is short-lived. A phone at any one moment it is short-lived. Do you know why? Do you know why I know that if those things are short-lived? Because the sellers have put numbers on them. iPhone tuli kuchi. Can you imagine waliyo baino fulumia 18, 19, 23, 30, 100, 1? When will we reach 1,000? Imagine killing someone for iPhone 17. Ngaba iPhone bennyini bali mu kufulumya 19 Pro Max. Okawulira? Are these things making sense? So, wano we wava obuzibu. The imbalance in how we organize. I once told someone, and I will say it here because this is the chance you will get it from me. In my view, in my what? If you're earning
It's okay, no. It's okay. Let's have this one instead.
All right, so actually you can run me through Felly. So when I finish, they go for tea. Okay, this is my last point, then we do tea. Then we can even do a working tea. Then they ask questions. Okay. And the reason, I want to give you the reason why I have allowed for us to have the tea. Because who started the French Revolution? The French. Yes. So hunger was among the causes of the what? French Revolution. Now, so what I want to tell you, and this is what we are going to ponder on after we get the tea. If you earn 1 million shillings, it is my view, if you earn 1 million and below, to make sure you live within your means. Your means are 70% of that amount, which is 700K. So every amount you earn, the means are 70%. So what is my means when I earn 2 million? 1.4 million. What is my means when I earn 500K? 350. What is my means when I earn 3 million? 2.1. What is my means when I earn 700K? 490. Now, if there is anything you should take away today, is living within your means. Because when you don't live within the 70%, then you are assured of borrowing, which means you're going to have a costly month. Don't forget those days it used to be hard to borrow. These days, too easy to borrow. Money, everyone wants to give you money. Just sign up, just sign. So there is a friend actually who came to me, and he had loans, those what they call mobile loans, from over 12 service providers. Can you imagine? Those guys had messed him up. He borrows 200, borrows 300, borrows 500, borrows 600. But loans all over. So he kept on changing lines. And he ran out of things to lie to us. Simu yagudde mazzi. Simu baagibye ekiro. Simu sigitegera ye restartinga. But they were actually loans that were forcing him to change the line. It comes from you jumping out of the 70. Now, the 70% is where you're supposed to do everything. This is what I mean, friends. So, I earn 1 million, 70% equals means. So that is 700K. That is rent, transport, food, data. Even when you're a man and you are dating, contributions, fees, in your means. That's why after the tea, or when you get the tea and we are in the Q&A, the very first thing I must teach you, the most important lesson for all the wealthy how to say no. Because if you do not learn how to say no, then you can't live within your means. People will just call you while crying and you say, stop crying. No, how can I help? Before they even say they need help. And we know people here whom they call and ask for 100K and they send 200K. And they say, will it be enough? So let's go for tea, and I'll be here to answer questions. Thank you very much.